Okay, in this part of the course we will learn about grammar. Grammar may be boring, maybe some hard, but grammar is important because the grammars make some difference between the man and the online translation machine. This online translation machine, like babelfisher example, cannot translate or work properly because each language has differences in their grammar. The essential part of the grammar is the sentence. Okay, the sentence is a logical unit in every language. Both in Spanish and English, there is a formula called subject predicate or subject verb object. Okay, the Spanish word of subject is sujeto, and the Spanish word for predicate is predicado. The Spanish word for verb and object is verbo y complemento. Okay, the subject verb object and subject predicate is used both in English and Spanish. There are some differences that I will be discussing in further lesson. But now we'll talk about the elements and the accidentals of the subject and the predicate. The subject has some elements, in Spanish, elementos. There are the article, artículo, the noun, sustantivo. The noun and the subject is a nucleus or a kit of the subject. In Spanish could be the word is nucleus, núcleo. And the adjectives, that the adjectives are not an essential part of the subject, but it makes some modification that are important when you speak or you write or read. Okay, the subject have some accidentals, some things that change the meaning of the elements. These changes are not always shown in the dictionary, but you must know them. Okay, the first is the person. The saying of the English person, of persona. This is closer for the noun. This is the first, the second, and the third person. This is also the gender. The gender is used in Spanish, but is not used in English. There are three genders: the male, the female, are the unknown one. And the number, as we discussed previously, that is the singular, Español singular. Spanish for plural is plural. Okay, one and more than one. Okay, the other part of the sentence is the predicate. The predicate had some important elements. That is the verb, that is the quid of the núcleo of the predicate or predicado. That the adverbs, that some things that modify the verb, and the objects. The objects in Spanish word is some complements. They receive the action of the verb in a direct form or an indirect form. Okay, the predicate accidents are the same of the subject. Okay, there will be the number, there will be the gender, there will be the number, the gender, the same one, and the person. But and the complements must have this accident, but not necessarily at the same of the subject, because they behave in another way. Also, the verbs doesn't have a gender in Spanish, but they don't have a number, and they have a person. Okay, the verbs must have the same number and person that the subject. Okay, also there is the tense. In English there are two tense. There are the past tense and the non-past tense. In Spanish there are the past, the present, and the future. And also there's a mode that is not present in English. That but will be discussed later. Also, in Spanish language, you will omit a subject, the predicate, or even object if they are understood by the listener or the reader. But you never omit a cardinal number or an article before a noun. Okay? A question taken from Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader Australia version. Remember that in Australia the English language is the official language, and the site is written in the description of this video. I take the question. The question they asked is, Max talked to Darcy and the option I, me, and my. The following tasks I require aside of solving this question is: first, identify the subject, predicates, and their elements or accent in English, of course. Also, the video give you an answer. You will say if the answer is correct. You will say why the answer is correct or is not correct, and also you will write down at least 10 sentences and identify their grammar elements and accidentals. Please write me down a comment or even an email that I leave in my description. Okay, thank you.